About 2 years ago, I was so broke I had to borrow money because I wouldn't make it otherwise. I had literally no cent to my name. Now, as a 27-year-old entrepreneur, about a month ago, I hit my first 10K day. Not month, day. Now, this is not going to be about the money because the money doesn't just represent money to me. It represents the things I had to do and learn in order to get here. Now, I want to say there's no manifestation hack. There's no magic pill, and there's no sell your soul to make quick money. This is real entrepreneurship. This is about online businesses, and this is about me being a female 27-year-old entrepreneur going from absolutely broke to hitting 10K in one day. Here's how I did it. First and foremost, I had to learn tons of new skills. And when I say tons, I mean a lot of new skills. And guess what? At first, I sucked at them. I didn't suck at one skill or two. I sucked at all of them for a very, very long time. And it's not like, oh, you are now an entrepreneur and you learn one skill and then another. And no, you learn them all at once and you just suck at all of them. That's the truth. I had no clue about marketing. I had no clue about sales. I had no clue about the back end. I had no clue about content. I had no clue about anything. It was just me wearing all the hats, trying to make it work, getting some support from my partner, thank God, and just winging it. Because he had no business experience either. It was just us investing a lot of money that we didn't have and had to borrow into mentors to learn the skill of business and to make this thing a success. So when I say I sucked, it means I don't suck anymore because I kept going. There's no magic pill. There's no way around the uncomfortable thing. Could you hire people and do that for you? Yes, you probably could. But I didn't have the money to pay anybody, so I couldn't. It was like, okay, I gotta learn the skill because also, even if I had somebody do it for me, I would want to know what they're actually doing. And in order for me to know, I need to know their craft. I need to have like at least some sort of knowledge. And I believe the best entrepreneurs are people who can do it themselves, don't necessarily do it because you learn to delegate and all these things, which is another conversation. But at the very beginning, what is so important and still to this day, it's developing new skills. And if you suck at most things because you're a newbie, you just gotta wing it as a beginner and you gotta be able to be okay with the fact that you're a beginner who sucks at these things. The next thing that took me from broke to 10K in one day is really just me focusing on the long game. Now I know 2 or 3 years is not a long time. And I'm very, very happy that I made it happen so quickly. But at the same time, it's strategy. I focused on the long game on purpose. I didn't get distracted by all the quick fixes. I didn't get distracted by all these promises of making you rich faster. I know people who switch their business ideas every other day because they believe they can make it big faster in different industries. I believe you got to stick with one thing, whatever that is really up to you, because I believe every soul has like their thing that they really care for. And I always believe you should go where your heart is at. But eventually, you have to make sure that you stay consistent over a longer amount of time. Because consistency doesn't look like you trying it for a month or two. Consistency really looks like me doing it now for 2 years, 3 years, and obviously going down that path, right? I'm not going to stop here and be like, oh my God, I did it. Like, obviously, I hit a milestone. I did some part, but I didn't make it. Like, I have other goals and other dreams that I want to fulfill and that I'm going to, but everything step by step. The thing is just, people get so distracted by all these things online and all these mentors and all these coaches promising whatever. I had 2 mentors when it came to business. 2, not 10, 2. And they were for 2 different things, right? And I learned tons of them. Now I'm at a different stage. I'm looking for different things. So I have a new mentor. But I usually stick with people who know what they're doing and who are really, really great in their specific thing, because that is what I want to learn. If they have the skill that I want to, obviously I'm going to learn from them, and I'm not entitled to think, oh, I'm just going to do it myself. Like, if you're in business and you don't have a mentor, what the fuck are you doing? If you want to get in business and you don't have a mentor, good luck. Honestly, I would not be here today if it wasn't for my mentors. That's for sure. So you gotta make sure that you know what you want, where you wanna go, what your end result's gonna look like, and then also be open-minded enough to know your end result is gonna change, because obviously 2 years ago, 10K day, that wasn't even part of like my universe. For me, the 10K month mark, that was it. Like, I wanted that so bad. I did that. Then it changed. I wanted more. And it makes sense. You keep evolving, you keep growing, your business keeps expanding, you get like more developed in your skill set. All that makes sense. So you gotta know where you're going long term. And you don't just do it for the money, you do it for the heart, the mission, the soul. You're choosing this specific business, whether it's a product or a service, for a specific reason, right? It's just not a coincidence of you being here today and you winging a business. Like, you really put so much into it because you care. And you gotta know why you want the impact before the money comes. That's an important one too. And the last thing that really helped me explode my journey, because you gotta think that for me, most of these 2-3 years, shit wasn't moving at all. It wasn't like, ooh, there is like steady process. No. The steady process, that was me. The steady process was me making it work when nothing was working. And so it really changed like overnight. And that's when usually people would say, oh my God, you're an overnight success. Yeah, I'm an overnight success because I've been hustling for the past year and a half with 0 results. But what eventually really helped me get this thing going was redefinement. And redefinement obviously concerns your strategy, your content, your marketing, like all these things, absolutely, but also your mindset. And I feel like that's not being talked about enough, because people are like, oh, you're an entrepreneur, like you got to work on your mindset and stuff like that, but nobody really talks about the depth of that. Like, for me, it's not just personal development, it's not just inner work, it's not just mindset, it's identity transformation. I work with my clients on their identities, and I do it with myself, obviously, as well. So what I do is I redefine, yes, my strategy, but I redefine me, my identity and my mindset and my beliefs and all these things. And here it comes, before I hit a ceiling. Not when I hit the ceiling, before that. So usually what that looks like is I can see a new demon popping up. I can see a new limitation, a fear, anything that could potentially cause friction in my business or in my entrepreneurial journey. And then I fix it and redefine it and change it and upgrade it before it causes a problem. And usually when you upgrade your mindset and your identity and you transform all these things internally, what ends up happening is you see the strategy from a different lens. And you can see what is working in your strategy and what is not and what needs redefinement. So these 3 huge lessons are really all it takes in your first few years to make it happen. If you want a profitable business that you can live from, if that is where you're heading right now, you need these things. Let me know in the comments how you resonated, how you liked this video. Maybe you have learned a lesson or 2 from what I just said. Maybe you have another lesson where you feel like, oh my God, this one really changed it for me. Let me know. I would love to hear. Let's have this exchange in the comments. And if you love this video, make sure you like it, you share it. And if you want more support in your business or in your personal development journey, I highly recommend you download my free workbook, Inner Work to Successful Results. Like I said, it's 100% free, and it really helps you see where you're stuck, why you are stuck, and how you can shift that with your identity transformation, making sure that all the things you're working on yourself are actually creating the real life results that you desire. Because yes, inner work is amazing, but if it stays in your mind or in theory, we have a problem. We want the real results manifested in our reality. So this is where we're going. Download the free workbook. Make sure you are in my next video, and I see you there.